No, this video is not clickbait. Hi, Ibiza, voted the best nightclub in the world for a few years running by DJ Mag Readers, has got 2 resident DJs that have come out asking people not to use mobile phones on the dance floor. And we're going to discuss this in a little bit more detail today and also talk about what I think is the real issue going on with nightclubs in 2024 when it comes to this culture of filming. Let's get into it. So this started a few months ago with the Saturday night clubroom resident, Damien Lazarus, requesting people that they don't use their mobile phone. And then James Hype, who does a Friday night in that same room, he shares that night with Medusa, also released a recent Instagram video requesting that people don't use their mobile phone. Here is a clip of that video just so that you can get up to speed with what is being said.
Debates on the internet lately about phones in nightclubs, phones at music events in general, why everyone feels the need to make a video that they're never ever going to watch back, and why they can't just enjoy the moment and be there. Now, I'm sure there's going to be loads of people in the comments saying, I remember when there were no phones and everything was better, but a lot of people aren't old enough to remember that, and I want to give those people the opportunity to know what that feels like. So for the rest of the season, every Friday in the club room at High Ibiza, we are requesting that you do not use your phone. I'll see you on the dance floor.
Now, of course, the topic of mobile phones, filming on the dance floor, etc., is a topic that comes up time and time again. It does seem to come around quite frequently and is something that I'm actually quite interested in myself, because as a working DJ, this cultural shift of, people just filming all night is one that's a little bit strange to me. Now, my personal viewpoint on it, and I've actually spoken about this on the channel before, I've made a video about this in the past. But anyway, my personal viewpoint on it is that I actually don't have an issue with mobile phones. They're a part of life in terms of if you are, having a quick selfie with friends, because we used to do that with digital cameras anyway. I don't know, maybe you've lost your friend or something, so you're texting asking where they are, or you're filming a very quick clip of your favourite song. I don't really have a problem with that, as long as it doesn't distract from the main night and the real reason why you were there. Because in my opinion, nightclubs are places of musical discovery, connecting with people, letting go of the stress of like the week. That's my personal opinion. My issue comes with people that are literally, and I have seen it, where people are literally just stood there like a statue facing forward all night. They are literally stood there waiting for that one song that they know just to film it. That is where I draw the line myself, because it kind of sucks the energy out of the room. Now, with regards to High and Damien Lazarus, James Hype, Medusa, I can see what they're trying to do. They want people to, again, put the emphasis and the energy back onto the dance floor. They want people to enjoy the moment. They want people to not live through their phone screen. So I can completely see what they are trying to achieve by putting out posts saying, please don't use your mobile phone, etc. Are they going to change anything? And in my opinion, this is an absolute no. I can see what they're trying to do, but it's not going to change anything, because on the Saturday night with Damien Lazarus in one room, you've got Black Coffee in the main room, which is called the theatre. He is not imposing, as far as to my knowledge anyway, the same policy. So you're going to have people using their phone in that room, not in that room. It's never going to work. High are not going to police this, by the way. So, you're not going to get a sticker on the cameras of your phone like you get at Fabric in London. And then on Friday, James Hype, Medusa, again, can see what they're doing, but you're competing with David Guetta in the main room on that same night. Probably one of the most filmed DJs in the world. So the culture of no phones is certainly not going to shift from that room where you can use your phone into the club room with James Hype. From a business perspective, and this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the cultural shift of nightclubs and why I don't think things are going to change. As a venue, as a business, why would you want to stop people filming in your club? Ultimately, when people share something on social media, every time High or any other venue for that matter around the world, whether it's a concert, whether it's a festival, whether it's a nightclub, if that gets shared to social media, people are going to watch it and they're going to think, oh my God, like, look at that stage, it looks incredible. Look at those lights, look at the production, look at the pyrotechnics. and they're going to want to visit. It makes business sense. It is free marketing for that venue. Even if you're not sharing it on social media and you're sharing it privately, maybe your friends at home, you show them the video of what it's like. They then book their flights to Ibiza or wherever it is because they want to see it for themselves. Now, in terms of this cultural shift and what I think is the real reason for this shift as well, obviously, we all have these camera phones now. We can film whatever we want, whenever we want. The nightclub industry, in my opinion, has transitioned quite a lot in recent years. We've gone from nightclubs that are focused primarily on the dance floor to almost like concert venues, where the emphasis is not so much on the dance floor and the crowd and interacting with each other, but it's all focused in front, watching the stage. If you go to Tomorrowland, as an example, as a festival in Belgium, it's almost got like a Disneyland massive main stage. Are you telling me that they don't want that to be filmed? They want you to look at it. It's a focal point. Elro is another really good example of a night that is begging to be filmed. It has elaborate stage setups. I mean, it is very 360 in Elro, to be fair, but it's become very successful because it's gone viral on social media. It makes business sense for them to do this kind of thing because more people film it, more people share it, etc., etc. So we kind of transitioned away from the nightclub. They're going to watch a show, a concert, a bit like when you go and see your favourite band. That is now the model that is in these nightclubs. The nightclub business has almost conditioned the crowd to face forward and watch the show as opposed to just losing themselves in the moment that is the dance floor. It was really interesting. A DJ in the UK, Darius Sarosian, I'm a big fan of his. He's been DJing for years. He recently said in an interview about this shift, about how the DJ used to be tucked away, not really on view, to now being the focal point of the show, the star of the show.
What I loved about Hacienda was, it was brick walls like this. The DJ booth was on a balcony and you couldn't even see the DJ. So everyone was focusing on their mates and dancing. Nobody was facing all the same direction at the DJ. There wasn't this DJ worship thing that there is now. I find it really bizarre. You know, like those aliens where everyone's like hypnotized, like they're all looking with their phones, no movement, no one's head's moving, nothing. I saw a really strange clip the other day, and the booth, they're jumping up and down with their crew and the manager and the agents and everyone, all the friends, but the dance floor's filming them dancing. It's meant to be the other way around.
So you can see what Darius is saying here, in that there has been a real shift towards this whole model of the DJ being the star of the show. Whereas back in the day, the star of the show really was the crowd, because it was all emphasis on the dance floor, and that shift has now moved to making the real star of the show and the real emphasis of the show being the stage, the production and the DJ. People are no longer going clubbing, they are going to watch a show. And I have seen so many clips on social media which is filmed from a DJ's perspective, but where there is not a lot going on apart from a DJ playing some music. And the crowd are almost just stood there. They're stood around, facing forward. They may not be filming, but they are just stood around and they look bored. And it is a real shame. Like, I've got a few clips up now where you can just see crowds. They're not really filming. They're not really dancing. They're just stood around. They're waiting for the next drop that they know. They're waiting for that next set of fireworks or pyrotechnics, the big CO2 drop. And as I say, like, I know we've moved away from phone culture, but because these venues are putting on shows designed to be filmed, but people are not going to be filming the whole thing, this is unfortunately the real root of the problem. So the question is, can we change this culture of standing forward, filming, stood still like a statue, and can we shift back to this dance floor is the star of the show, you are the star of the show and not the DJ? And I would say no. And the reason for this, well, yes and no. We have done it in small pockets, as say Fabric in London, they put a sticker on your camera phone. But for a large part of these venues like High, Ushuaia, these festivals that are going on like Tomorrowland, EDC, etc., we will never go back to the days of old. Reason being for this, it all comes down to money. When you go and see a David Guetta show, people want to see David Guetta. They want to see the man, the myth, the legend. They want to see the big production. If Hi Ibiza changed that model and they stuck David Guetta in a corner somewhere, and yeah, they announce him on the lineup, they're saying that David Guetta is performing tonight, but it was David Guetta that comes on in the corner, he plays a few tunes, and then hands over to the next DJ. And some people might see him if they're close enough to the front, but other people might not see him. As a result of that, number one, the club will not be as popular. Number two, and that's in this day and age. Number two, the club would not be able to charge such a high entry fee because David Guetta is no longer the star of the show. You're the star of the show. The music is the star of the show. And number three, David Guetta would not be able to charge such a high DJ fee. So the club makes less money, might make good money behind the bar still, but the club makes less money and the DJ makes less money. Now, in a world where the music industry has been devalued because of streaming platforms, that's a whole nother argument that we're not going to get into today, but because we're not buying physical music anymore like CDs, vinyls, we're streaming, and Spotify pays its artists literally pennies, and you have to have billions of streams in order to make a living. The main source of revenue for these big DJs is touring and their shows or their DJ sets. That's the most lucrative. If they're not able to command a DJ fee because they are no longer the star of the show, and they're not able to make money from the music that they are producing because obviously of Spotify, etc., then you won't have as many DJs, unfortunately. And nightclubs as well, they're run by big corporate organizations. They wouldn't make as much money. So it's all to do with money. It's all to do with obviously cultural changes in that we are now programmed to film everything that we see. But it is that transition, in my opinion, of nightclubs from proper clubs and dance floor led businesses to concerts, concert venues, concert shows. That is the real issue that we are facing in the nightclub world. And will we get that reset that we need? I don't think so, as long as people are following the money. Hope that you have enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. I might sound like a complete conspiracy theorist here. I don't know. This is really just to invoke a little bit of discussion as ever. Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm aiming for 6K very, very soon, and I will see you in the next video.